winning by 4-0 and taking all 3 points. Just taking a look at what that means then regards to their position in the Premier League, and it's looking much stronger, isn't it, after kickoff than we saw before, as they currently sit 5th in the table, 2 points adrift of Manchester United. Well, for more on this, let's welcome in, shall we? James Olley's with us, as is Mario Malchior. We'll start with Mr. Stevie Nicol, shall we? Hey, where's this been?
Good question. I would suggest that the blueprint for today, Spurs try and carry that on. Yes, they gave an early chance, but the truth is they started the way that we expect them to against sides that they're supposed to beat, particularly away from home. You know, anybody that wants to be in the top 4 has to go to places like Palace and win. And they started well in the first half, and they started like a train on the start of the second half. Get 2-0 up and the game's dead. That absolutely has to be the blueprint for the side. And whatever Conte said, whatever Conte did, whatever he put in the players' head, whatever the players were focusing on before the first half and before the second half, that has to be what they follow between now and the end of the season. Because this was a performance of a team that wants to be in the top 4. As I said, you've got to go to places like Palace and win if that's what you want to do. And they showed today what they're capable of. Unfortunately for Conte, now the fact that he's got his team started from the beginning, the fact that Spurs have actually done it from the beginning, there's no excuses anymore. We know they can do it. They've shown us they can do it. Now they have to do it every week and every time they step on the field.
If you look through the Premier League teams, I think it's difficult to argue that there's any other player that's as important to a side than Harry Kane is for Spurs.
Yeah, and while I understand what Stevie's saying in terms of the good start that Spurs had in this game, that good start only lasted for about 15, 20 minutes. Then after that, it was all Crystal Palace, to the point to where I think Spurs were fortunate to not be down at halftime. In fact, at halftime, there's no chance that you would have convinced me that either one of these teams were going to win 4-0. And certainly, it didn't look like Spurs were going to beat Crystal Palace 4-0. It wasn't that type of game. But to your point about Harry Kane, the difference between a team like Crystal Palace today and Spurs is the fact that you have a guy like Harry Kane who is indeed an elite striker, a world-class striker. And the second goal, while it may not be spectacular to some people, it is world-class finish. The first touch is clean, the second touch is even better, and that puts the game away. The first goal, floated ball, he goes and gets it. But the second goal is the one that tells you that's the difference between a guy who can score a goal, can beat a team, can carry a team with his important goals, and then a team that simply doesn't have that in Crystal Palace. Harry Kane is critically important. We know that to Spurs. But when he's producing like this, and I think he is far better off when he's actually inside the 18-yard box. I know he likes to sort of come and play make a little bit. But when you see him do this inside the 18-yard box, it's an argument to say to Harry, don't drop over here. Don't drop over here. I know you want to help the team, but you're far more useful when you're doing this sort of thing and having this sort of productivity inside the 18-yard box.
Mario, what is it about Harry Kane that makes him so difficult to defend?
It's like, you know what Brad Friedel said to me once. He said, when you do the shooting job at training with him, he always hits the target. You know, like you have players that shoot the ball over the bar, or they sit really far out, but he always hits the target, so he always gets the goalkeeper to work. And what Ali just said, the second goal, when he comes into the box, the way he hits it, he knows he only's got that little small pocket to hit it. And look how he hits it with so much confidence, so much belief. And I think it's all the goal needed. So if you want to play against a guy like him, even when you think you're in the game, and every defender had that moment that you think, oh man, I got this player, and he will pop up and does something to you. And when he does something to you, it feels a lot of pain because you feel like you lost the game, regardless if you win the game. But Harry Kane scored again, and you don't want that from the get-go.
Remember when I said he was a one-season wonder, Stevie?
Uh-oh.
This is a player, we're not even halfway through the season. He's already got, 15 Premier League goals?
World class. He would get a game in any team on the planet. Absolutely, no question. And he's been like that for a while, let's be honest. Everything he does at his best is world class. And the finish, I mean, the finish is textbook. Across the only place he's going to score is across the goalkeeper. not only does he put it in the right spot, but the pace that's on it. And of course, there's no backlift whatsoever to give the goalkeeper half a chance to try and get there. So every single thing about it, and every single thing about Harry Kane, just smells of just world class.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.